All right, guys. So for our last project of the year, I'm going to kind of piggyback for the last few weeks. We're going to go with the project that we would have done if we were in school. All right. And so if you go to the curriculum page, and I'm going to have a link for this in the assignment, we're going to break it up into two small pieces. But if you go to the curriculum page and you go under freshman and go to weeks 5 through 7, it's the illustrated alphabet. Okay, so we're gonna try this assignment out. Let me reiterate, I've said it a couple of times in the layout of the assignment, but you do not, there is no requirement to do this in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, if you want to, you certainly can, but you do not have to do this in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so here's the project assignment, and if you look it over, it's going to be a little daunting. But really, what we're going to do, okay, is you're going to work to create an alphabet, and there's a few samples here of student-based work. Okay, some simple, some much more computer clean, some with a little bit more detail. Okay, this is usually my favorite project I give students. I just love the different ideas and different concepts that come out of it. It's really, really cool. There's been some really good stuff over the years. And a lot of this ends up with Boston Globe Scholastic Art Awards too, which is fantastic. This is your assignment. We're going to go over it. Like I said, we're going to break it into two pieces. Okay. And this has all the explanation, but I'll kind of go through it here in the pieces that I have. So the first piece you've got here is 526 to 528. Okay, so that's this week. And it's due on Thursday of the 28th, I believe. So it's due on the 28th. Okay, we'll actually have a meeting on the 28th to go over part two. Okay, and then part two isn't due until the end of the year, 6/15. So you've got a bunch of time on this. So this is part one. And so part one is going to be basically right here. For this assignment, here's what you're going to work on. You're first going to look at your visual research. So you're going to look up illustrated alphabets. So if I go here and I just look up illustrated alphabet examples, right in Google itself, you will get a billion of them. Okay? All different kinds. It's up to you what your theme is going to be. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But all different kinds of illustrated alphabets. Okay, you could do illustrated alphabet designs. Okay, and you'll get some more design, more things you can see. Some very strange, like these look like horse parts, which is weird. Okay, to really technical, to very creative. So you can see all different aspects of alphabets. This is something that people do all the time. Okay, you could also search Pinterest if you want. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can see where you can get some ideas of different alphabets. Okay, and you can be as sort of simplistic as this, or you can be ultra creative and ultra artsy like this. Really up to you. Okay, that is really beautiful. So that's your first step in this, is your visual research. As always, I would recommend you save like 5 or 6 of them, all right, just to kind of give you an idea. Again, you're not trying to copy them, all right? The next step is that you're going to decide on the theme of your alphabet. So what am I going to do? Okay, so if you look at ours here, I can explain to you that the theme here was these little bees, and they carry all the way through. And what's really cool is once you kind of decide on a theme, you can sort of have a formula for how things are going to work. All right, so here's the D with the honeycomb. You've got the flowers wrapping through. The sticks are kind of the basis through the whole thing for the most part. So, Ned, who did this, went through and made basically the sticks as the letters. So you can see that through. And then added the embellishments of the other different parts to help out with the letters. Okay? So if you come up with a base sort of formula, if you will, of what you're going to do, that'll give you an idea. So this one was obviously Halloween. All right? Really simple, but a lot of fun. Okay? This one was based on plants. All right? This one was Aboriginal artwork. So really intense, a lot of really cool artwork. And this was just monsters. Okay, and so you can see there's everything from pretty much hand-drawn, scanned in, and colored to totally done in the computer. All right, and so I want you to kind of think about, what your strengths are here and how you kind of want to do it. I also want you to think about if you want to do it in Illustrator or if you want to hand draw it, and that's going to sort of change your theme as well. All right, so once you've decided on a theme, and these two things are going to, visual research won't take you long, and deciding on a theme probably won't take you too long, okay? The next part is 3 sketches, all right? So you're going to pick 3 letters, A, B, and C, and you're going to do super quick sketches of what you think you're going to do with those letters. How are you going to work it? Take your theme. If your theme's food, how are you going to do A, how are you going to do B, and how are you going to do C? Kind of show real quick on the 3 sketches, okay? And then the next step will be that you're going to do a comp. So you're going to take one of those letters, A, B, or C. Pick one. All right, so you're doing 3 total sketches, one of A, one of B, and one of C. And then you're going to pick one of those, and you're going to do a comp. So I pick B. I'm going to comp out B. I'm going to draw it pretty much full scale, full detail, which gives me an idea of exactly what I'm going to do with this alphabet. It also gives me an idea of what you're going to do with your alphabet. Then for this, again, due on the 28th, you got a couple days to work on this. All right, your sketches and your comps will be handed in here. Just take photos, scan it, however you've been normally doing it, okay? And you're going to hand those in. Now, once you hand those in, those are due hopefully on the 28th. I'd like to have them by the 28th. We're going to meet on the 28th, okay? Right here, we'll meet again on the 28th. You hopefully have already gotten the invite for that. And that's going to help us sort of touch base with everybody as well as go over the second part. But if you hand in your comps, okay, you can begin to work on the second part of this, okay, and start to look at it. All right. If you're watching this video and you are on part 1, you can stop the video, okay. Now we can go forward with part 2. All right, so now let's look at the fact, let's assume that you've finished your research, you've finished your sketches, you've finished your comp. So you've got your theme, you've got an idea of how you're going to do it, you've got a full drawn out letter showing you really what you want to do. So the next part is going to be part 2, and that's going to be your illustrated alphabet. All right, and this just basically gives you the requirements. All right, you're going to be working on A through Z. All right, there are 2 ways you can complete this with absolute perfect attendance, whatever you want to call it. One, you can draw out each of your letters, okay, and you can try to keep them all about the same size. You should be able to fit like 6 to 8 letters per sheet of paper. Don't do 1 or 2 letters per piece of paper. Give yourself more space, and do like 6 to 8 on each sheet. All right. The second part is you can complete this project in Illustrator. If you're going to do that, you're going to create 2 11x17 artboards and then just go nuts. I would say fit 13 letters on each artboard. The idea here, okay, when you do this, is that the letters are roughly the same size for both ways that you do this. You don't want an A that's gigantic and a B that's tiny and a C that's in the middle. Most alphabets are pretty much right down the middle in terms of, again, if we look at our illustrated alphabet examples, okay, you can look at them. They're all very sort of programmed the same size because that's how we look at alphabets, all right, the same size. Even the more complex ones, all about the same height, all right, and that helps us visually figure it out, okay? So that's a really important factor here. And again, you are not required to do this in Illustrator, all right? This part I won't read to you. I'll just kind of explain a little bit. I realize this is a challenge. Okay, I realize some of you right now are feeling like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I have so much to do. Okay, this isn't due. Part 2 isn't due until the 15th. Okay, so you have roughly 10 school days to work on this. Okay, and some of those days you will not be in shop. Okay, but this is one of those projects. I really want to see what you can do with it. So if you look at it that way, you have roughly 10 days. If you were to either in Illustrator or by hand create at some point during the day 3 letters each day, you would be done early. Okay, and you can either go back in more detail or you can hand it in early and be done with your year, because this is due on the last day that we have school, which is the 15th. So the 15th, you guys will technically be a shop week. I posted the end of the year schedule. It's a little confusing, but the 15th is actually a shop day for you guys. All right, so you've got about 10 total school days left to work on this if you start on roughly the 28th, give or take. So think of it that way. 3 letters a day. Then it's not as daunting. If you look at this as 26 letters, yes, you're going to be overwhelmed. So don't look at it that way. Say, okay, today I'm going to do A, B, and C. Tomorrow I'm going to do D, E, and F. Okay, get the idea? So that you go through it and you're not overwhelmed. You might find some days you're like, oh, you know what? I'm doing really quick. I'm doing really well. I want to do a couple extra letters. And all of a sudden you're even more ahead. Okay, but I would say for planning purposes, try to do 3 letters a day. Okay, this is my favorite project. I love this project. I hope you'll have fun with this project. That's why I want you to pick the theme and kind of have a little bit of fun with it. When you do your visual research, you'll see some really cool ideas. That'll help you. If you see an idea, if someone does we saw those animals, and you want to do animals, you can certainly do animals. But keep in mind, okay, how you're going to do it. So if you're going to do it in Illustrator, what's your Illustrator level, and how comfortable are you in doing it in Illustrator? And B, if you're going to draw it, what's your strengths in drawing? Okay, are you more of a realistic drawer, or do you want it to be more cartoony, more fun? Okay, that'll help you sort of solve this thing. All right, I don't want you to stress out over it. All right, start off quick. get all the letters, and if you need to come back and put some more detail in, you certainly can do that. All right. So that's part 2. Okay. And like I said, the final alphabet A through Z is due on June 15th, which is our last day of school, which is coming up, believe it or not. All right. If you have any questions, email me. If you want me to know how you're doing on your final, shoot a picture of it, put it up. Okay. And I'll take a look at the final piece and I'll let you know how it's coming along. All right. Do your best. Okay. Do your best. This is a challenge. It's a challenge when we're in school, but it's a lot of fun. It's going to really work your illustration ability a little bit and challenge you a little bit. Okay. You can certainly draw it and scan it, and if you wanted to color it, you can do that on the computer. It's really kind of up to you. Anything goes in terms of how you want to complete this, but the final product has got to be A through Z, whether it's hand-drawn or done on the computer. Okay. The curriculum site link is here, so you can go to the curriculum site and get more, and just get some more information about the project itself. It says basically what I said. We just broke it into 2 days. Okay, 2 different assignments, if you will. It's no different than if we were in school. A, B, C, one of those letters, you're comping. And then in school, we would just, bang, start it in Illustrator. Okay? So if you have any questions, just let me know. We'll talk about this on the 28th as well, but now you also have the video. Okay, guys? All right, good luck.